Paul, just start with an update on a few players. Start with John Fleck. How's he? Have you got any kind of timescale on when you might expect him back?
Yes, he's been in again today. All clear as such from the specialist, so we're going to start introducing him into training next week. So he's been out on the grass today doing some running with Lee McMahon, and we'll hopefully have him back in amongst the players next week.
And the two that picked up knocks at the end of the last one, Brewster and Norwood, are they going to be available this weekend?
Yeah, we're going to give them right to the end, So we haven't risked anything with them as yet, so we'll just see how they get on during the last 24 hours, if you like.
But both have a chance of playing?
Yeah.
McBurney and Mousset, how are they getting on?
Yeah, so they've trained all week now. We put a game in on Monday where we gave everyone at least 45 minutes up to 90 for the boys who maybe hadn't had them, and certainly we didn't play at the weekend. So it's just a case of really keen over the next few weeks to get everyone up to speed. So if and when that chance comes and they step in the team, we've prepared them best we can to stay in the team. So everyone's been told that and everyone understands that, and we don't want anyone floating through these weeks. We want everyone pushing and working hard in training and fighting to get in the team.
And it seems like there are a number of names to ask about, but keeping department, Olsen and Verips, those two, where are they at? Yeah,
still recovering. Obviously Michael got a ball in the face and he's following the concussion protocol, so we'll be led by that. You know how it works now. Just tick off the days, and when you're symptom free, if you're not, you go back a place. So he's a couple of days into that. And Robin's just progressing as we expect. So it'll still be a couple of weeks.
Is it Wes Fotheringham's shirt now to lose, though? Essentially, 3 starts, 3 clean sheets in a row. He really appears to have taken his opportunity.
Yeah, the clean sheets are important, not just for Wes, but the whole team. I think I said after the game, we defend from the front, course we do, but the boys at the back and Wes they've performed well. Wes has had not as much to do in the last few games, but still made big saves at key moments, which has been really important and helped us get the points.
Sander Berger, I was going to ask as well. Clearly he's back around the squad. He's had a long time out. Just how fit is he generally? How close is he to be kind of a player that you could call on a regular basis?
Yeah, so he's fit as in terms of medically fit. He's fit as in terms of aerobically fit. He's just not had minutes, not had any game time. So we'll keep pushing him. He played some minutes in that game Monday as well, and then trained Tuesday as well. And he was off yesterday and he's trained hard again today. So it's difficult when you've got players who you want in and around the squad and involved on the bench to keep giving them everything that they need to get them up to speed. So we're working hard on that and making sure that we don't miss an opportunity to either get some good work into Sander's legs or some minutes into him as well.
We spoke to Rhian Brewster this morning, as well as he and Sander. Do you still feel that they both can be big successors at this club after, essentially not the starts that either of them would have really wanted?
Yeah, definitely. We know, everyone can see that the talent that they've both got. They've come to the club which has coincided in a difficult time, and that is tough. It's easier, and when you're joining a team that's performing really, really well, to jump in and then show what you're about. But they'll be better for it, they'll be stronger for it. So I'm sure when they do get in the team and they're able to pick up that form and show everyone what they can do, they'll be much stronger players for it.
Clearly you knew about the squad before taking on this particular role, but how pleased are you with the talent that you essentially have at your disposal to try and keep things moving in the right direction?
Yeah, like I say, I knew the players a lot before I came. Some having worked with them last year, so I know exactly what the group are and what they're capable of, and that's one of the reasons that I said yes. I wanted to work with them again. That's fine, and I enjoy working with them. It's the best bit about the job, working with the players. I was under no illusions that the type of players we've got, and in the initial press conference there were lots of things spoke about, but the one thing I kept speaking about was this season and making sure that we keep pushing them as hard as we can in every game we've got this season, because it's a strange league. Championship always is. You turn up every week and anyone can beat anybody, and we know that, everyone understands that. So we just need to get that mindset of us giving our best every single game, and we won't win them all, but we'll have a go, and you never know where that might take the season.
Where are you at in terms of bringing the additional coaching?
Yeah, not close yet. You know, the important thing, obviously, it was really quick. Everything was fast, but to get Jack and Macca to come in with me on day one was really important, and it sort of lets us relax then and make sure that whoever we add to this group of staff is the right fit for the players now and for the club going forward. You know, we want to make sure we've got people here who want to be here, people here who are willing to work and push the players.
What kind of coach are you looking for essentially to come in with this? Somebody that can be developed, somebody that's maybe got a little bit more experience, a specific aspect of the team?
The right fit. So as we're saying, one of the reasons I'm looking around and seeing how everyone's working, and you want to make sure we're not all the same. You know, I want people in here who are better than me at certain things and complement each other. So that's going to be really important. You know, plugging all the gaps and making sure whatever's thrown at us, we've got staff who can cover it and perform well together, link well, perform well. But you've got to have the same mindset of what we're about, understand what we're about as a club and the area and the fans, and understand what we're trying to achieve.
A couple of follow-ups on some of the stuff from last week. In terms of the academy, clearly you and Jack have moved up. Are you going to look to put new staff in at the academy? How are you and Jack still going to link into the academy setup?
We'll need new staff, yeah, but we've got very good staff in there who we want to keep and we want to give more responsibility to. So there'll be slight restructuring in terms of people stepping into different roles, and then wherever we have got vacancies, we'll be advertising that.
For you in particular, do you want to retain a close link with that academy? I'm thinking from the perspective of the focus on youth that was talked about last week.
Yeah, you should have. Just every manager at a club should have. You know, it's what. Listen, you focus, and I'm not shying away from the fact the here and now, when you can put yourself under massive pressure as a manager if you're not getting wins and the first team is struggling. But you're employed by a football club, and to do your job properly, you should also be making sure that the people beneath you, the people in the roles which are responsible for developing talent, are doing the jobs properly. And obviously me and Jack care about that as well. So yeah, Jack's going to very much head up that for me and make sure there's that real strong link. But we're only a flight of stairs away from each other, you know, so we'll constantly know what's going on.
And last week the chairman talked about himself and the owner taking a little bit of a step back from proceedings. How are the kind of lines of communication going to work at the club between you and Stephen Bettis and the ownership and the chairman? Do you know how all that's going to work going forward?
We'll just make it work. So we've got obviously staff here at Sheffield United, myself and the coaching staff and Steve and Carl, and then we'll be in constant communication about all issues, you know, even if it's just a cup of coffee and there's nothing to talk about. And then yeah, we're definitely going to set up and schedule more meetings. Some I'll be involved in, some won't need me. There may be more commercial and business aspects, but certainly anything on the technical side, we as a footballing staff will be having regular meetings and then sharing that information back up the chain.
Have you got any concerns in terms of like accountability? For example, if the chairman and the owner say they are going to take a step back, is say Stephen or yourself going to lead that, potentially have to field the questions?
In terms of what? Questions about?
In terms of like the situation at the club and how things develop, you know, if there's ever an occasion where, you know, we want to speak to the owner or people, the fans want to hear from them, you know, they said they're going to take a step back, are they still going to be around? You know, how much are they going to be involved day to day? Yeah,
we just said they're not here day to day either, so they're not around. For me, if I owned a football club, I won't be the one in the limelight. I wouldn't do it. You open yourself up to all sorts of criticisms. You're the one who drives the club. It's your club. You set the strategy. You set the budget. You get people around you then to perform all these roles within a club. But you're the boss, you know, and that's basically what's going to happen.
Have you had time over this last week to take a little step back and just take everything in that's happened? Because I imagine for you personally, it's been a whirlwind of a week.
Yeah, we had a day off yesterday, so yeah, it was good to. I made sure that I stayed here late Tuesday just to make sure that Wednesday then, it was my day back with the family and that, and just get your head in the right place, slow down, bit of planning, ready to go again today. Yeah, Yeah, because it was whirlwind, hectic. But I say it all the time, as soon as you get on the grass with the players, it's as if it was yesterday again, you know. So yeah, you're back in that routine now of the games and working with players and working with staff. So yeah, it was nice yesterday to just have that breath, but back at it again today.
Has it kind of landed or sunk in yet, the opportunity that you've got here at Sheffield United?
No, I get that. So all the time being here, just because I didn't speak to you guys, it don't mean I'm going to work any harder now than I was, doing the 23s, and I can speak for Jack on that as well. We've been scrapping and fighting for everything that we think's right for this club, and we enjoy doing that. Whether that's the best for the younger players, in terms of strategy, in terms of infrastructure, everything that we think's going to help drive the club forward and be successful long after we're gone, So yeah, there's not going to be any change of emphasis from us other than the added emphasis of the results on a Saturday. So that's the only real difference that I see in my job. I'm not working any harder. I mean, just my time's split across a few more things.
A lot of talk last week around youth and youth development, but clearly, as was shown last weekend, the likes of Basham and McGoldrick and Sharp, that they're still going to be huge characters, aren't they, if the club is going to achieve what it wants to?
Yeah, we could pick a young team tomorrow, but probably won't win. The folks, I don't want anyone to get distracted with them. We want a competitive team. We want a team that goes out there to try and win every game. Of course we do. That's going to evolve over time, isn't it? Every window, every season. But you're not just going to put people in because of their age. You're going to put people in because they're good enough. So for me, they set great standards of how good young players or any players we potentially bring into building have to be. They have to be better than that. And it's a great sort of marker to have. So yeah, that and again, that approach won't change.
Clearly it was a good start against Bristol City, but the key now is to recreate that week in, week out and try and bring that consistency to the results this season. Yeah,
definitely. Listen, I know it's results business and I'm sitting here now, I just want to win on Saturday, I do. Last minute it can be whatever it is, I want to win. But what we have to strive to do in turn, when you said that consistency, is get a way of producing performances that we are proud of, performances that we are aiming for, and then if we get that, results should follow. Of course they should. And it's always that, but you want to win. You take any sort of win, you want to win, but we are striving towards a type of performance that displays a lot of energy, gets me excited, gets everyone excited, and it's fearless as well. I used those 3 words for the players before the game on at the weekend, and that's a good way of summing it up.
Billy Sharp after the game talked a lot about individual standards and the fact that he felt that they needed to improve, and clearly if things are going to improve and be more consistent, that's the case. Is that something that has been driven by the players? Is that something that yourself has identified and been keen to do? Where's that sort of focus?
Yeah, it'll come from us. Everyone wants to listen, if you can get someone working hard and stretch someone and really push someone, but then they see the rewards of that, and there's also that confidence that you're going to back them up as well. Everyone enjoys that. Everyone at work enjoys that, don't they? So that's the feeling we want to create. And it's a similar message to what I said to them. It's their team. They're the ones going on the pitch. They should understand what it takes to win, to achieve, to get better. And if you spoke to any player, they'd all say the same things in terms of what top standards should be. But to live them is a little bit different, and I say it's my job, our job as staff, to make sure that we keep those standards, that we do live them. So I see that as our role. The players could easily identify what good standards are and what we're about, but it's our job then as staff to make sure that we deliver that, and we pull people up who aren't, and praise and reward people who are.
Cardiff up next, 3 wins in 4 after taking 1 point from 10. Could very much been a different game had this been a few weeks ago, couldn't it?
Yeah, it's we know the tough opponents. The start of the season fantastic, and then had a big dip. Still the same group of players who have shown that they're capable of winning at this level. We know that, so we know it's going to be tough. Any game away from home, the Championship's tough. I think they'll be up and at them. They're going to try and make things as difficult as possible for us. We know that, and we have to be able to stand up to that. And then at the same time, try and control the game the way we want to play. So it's going to be a tough game. You know, we're going to have to deal with lots of threats, lots of balls in our box, good delivery from wide, aerial threat. You know, the most headed goals in the league by a long, long way. That type of start, and it's not just at set plays; it's open play as well. So, yeah, we have to stand up to that. Of course, we do, but we have to not just worry about that. We also have to impose ourselves on the game.
Do you feel that they're in a bit of a false position right now, or is that the nature of the Championship?
The nature. We're enough games in now that you're where you deserve to be. You know, even us. You know, we want to be higher. We have to work harder to get higher. You know, I was speaking to someone that everything between both boxes is propaganda, isn't it? You know, it's about what you do at one goal and what you do at the other goal. That's it. Everyone's got their own way of doing it and delivering. People can talk about this performance or this stat, but you've got to win. So that's why you are where you are in the league. And as I said, we may have a different style to them, but they're going to certainly pose us problems, and we have to make sure we deal with that and pose them problems.
You've also got a great opportunity here, great opportunity for Steve Morrison at that end as well. Initially went in as caretaker, he's now got the gig on a permanent basis, pretty much polar opposite in terms of experience to Mick McCarthy and what had gone before, but a fabulous chance for him.
Fabulous chance of speaking to him earlier on in the season when we played each other down there, and he was really keen to learn to get better and test himself. So there's no better place to do it than actually in the hot seat. You know, I said anybody who I know who's in the game and they ever got the opportunity to manage, I'd tell them to do it. I know it's not for everyone, and lots of people do it once and don't do it again. I get that, but they'll know a lot more about themselves after they've had a go. So it's a great opportunity for him, and he's going to give everything he can to make it work. Of course he is.
And clearly, from his perspective, he goes in with a heck of a lot of league experience. He goes in with international experience. Do you think that those kind of settings will stand him in good stead for the rigours that will come from being a manager at this level?
Yeah, he's got a hell of a lot of experience, and you just think about all the managers he's played for and the clubs he's played at. Certainly, there's lots of ways to learn. You can go on the coaching courses, but most of it's experience and any other learning you do, whether it's coaching qualifications, other sorts of education, helps you sort of unpick that knowledge you've got inside you, and better understand it. So he's certainly got all the experience in there, and he'll be falling back on that, surround himself with good people and give yourself the best chance.